Alright, what is up YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. Today, we're going to be using a brand new team, and I don't even know what I'm doing with this team. If I am going to say anything, I don't know what I'm doing with this team. So it's a brand new Battle Spot season. So we're in pretty early. We're pretty low ranked because we haven't played like any games. So usually what happens when there's a new Battle Spot season is I try to go, since we're forced to start like a 1500 reset, I'm thinking why not just try out a new team with a Mega Evolution that probably isn't that great in VGC, however still has potential. And today we're going to be trying out Mega Alakazam because I think Hyper Offense could do pretty well in the early stages of the ladder. We got Mega Alakazam here with Tapu Lele, and this team was built out of things I had in my box because I really didn't know what I wanted to use today. So this isn't your standard VGC 2018 Back to Battles, it's just a few mons that I grabbed out of my box, but that's what I kind of did for a lot of my past VGC 18 Back to Battles, and they have worked before, so let's see if this one works. We got Alakazam, Mega Alakazam, Tapu Lele, Braviary, Blacephalon, Ferrothorn, and Landis Let's get started and play some games. So yeah, basically I threw in some Pokemon. Blacephalon was to help my Aegislash matchup. Braviary was to help against the Incineroar matchup. Ferrothorn was to help against the Rain and Trick Room matchup. And I can't tell if there's, oh yeah, okay, so there's something like stuck in between my teeth. Oh, that's not great. Let's see if I can get that out later. Maybe I'll edit it out. But yeah, so I'm not sure how this is going to go. I'm not too big of a fan of Mega Alakazam. I think the main reason is you want Psychic Terrain, right? Okay, I got rid of whatever that was. Oh, we got Falco from the United States. I think this is Alakazam actually. So that should be pretty fun. It looks like he's using Stratos Rain Team actually with Scizor, Politoed, Ludicolo, Landisfarine, Amoonguss, and Tapu Koko. So yeah, this should be pretty fun, especially since I did not like the Rain matchup going into this, so we'll see how this goes. I'm not exactly too sure, and I'm not a big fan of it either. Yeah, this should be interesting. If it is exactly Stratos Rain Team, it is going to be a special Landorus. I think it's special AV Landorus. Huh. Is it kind of crazy for me that I want to go Blacephalon plus Ferrothorn as the lead? I kind of want to do that. Yeah, I think that's actually decent as a lead with Alakazam and Tapu Lele because of the fact that they can do pretty well against my opponent's team. I'm going to have to save my Blacephalon for that Scizor. That Scizor is going to be absolutely a huge problem. Banded Ferrothorn's Power will be able to one-shot Ludicolo, which is nice. This is going to be an interesting one because I have never played a game with this team, and this should be pretty fun. Alright, let's see how this goes. So, trying out this team, the one thing I do have an argument with Mega Alakazam is it still underspeeds Ludicolo by quite a bit in range. So, yeah, if it could outspeed Ludicolo in rain, it would actually be a busted mon. It could do some work. I could knock out Ludicolo with Psyshock, as we're going to see the Politoed and the Ludicolo on deck here, as I will lead my Ferrothorn plus Blacephalon here. And I don't know if you're going to power... I don't know what you're going to do. You could go for the Scald right away. I could definitely see that play. I led Blacephalon because if my opponent decided to lead Scizor, this would have been a decent position for me. Power Whip is looking pretty good in a Ludicolo. The question is, do I want to go for a switch in the Lele, which I think could be really good here, or do I want to just stay in with Blacephalon and maybe just go for like a Shadow Ball or something? I think the best play is to go for a Power Whip into the Ludicolo and just get in my Lele here. I think Lele is pretty good because it covers the Fake Out play, but we'll see what my opponent decides to do. And Blacephalon is definitely necessary because I think Scizor is in the back because I don't see you not bring Scizor in this matchup. I think Scizor is really good against my team, so we'll see here what my opponent decides to do. As Politoed's going to switch out. Maybe a Landorus coming in? Yeah, it's going to be that Landorus. So Landorus is going to come out, which isn't too bad for me technically. Let's see what this Ludicolo decides to go for. Maybe a Hydro Pump, maybe just straight for the Hydro Vortex. Could be either one. It's just going to be straight for the Hydro Pump. Ooh, Lele avoids, which is nice, as we do get a Power Whip off, which is really good here. And that will be able to knock out the Ludicolo thanks to a crit. Oh man, I gotta apologize for that turn one. That was the worst turn one for my opponent possible. So I don't believe Choice Band knocks out. I don't think Choice Band knocks out after a -1. Yeah, so that's really unfortunate. So Scizor is still an issue, however. Scizor is still an issue. I just want to go for Psychic Power Whip into Landorus, yeah. That is so unfortunate for my opponent. Oh man, that was unfortunate. So Hydro Pump, I don't know if Rain Booster Hydro Pump knocks out Lele. I'm pretty sure it does 90% most likely. So it wouldn't have KO'd, but that damage was one, absolutely huge. Two, the power up getting the crit meant that Gamer Ludicolo was just so nice. Oh man, that was just the most unfortunate turn one ever. And it didn't even get to showcase anything. I didn't get to showcase anything. But yeah, that was probably Alex Agloza. If you want to check him out, he does do VGC streams on Twitch quite frequently, actually, so you can go check him out. But that was really unfortunate. Like, that was not how I was expecting the game to turn out. So, Landorus, Scizor, Politoed, Ludicolo. How would have the game gone? I would have probably done like 90% to the Ludicolo. I think Blacephalon can win in the late game, but it's still pretty difficult. Actually, I think Alakazam could have won. I think Psyshock in terrain knocks out the Landorus, but the problem is, of course, there is a Ludicolo with Z-move threatening my team. But if you attack with Ludicolo, let's say you target down my Lele, get rid of my Lele, that's completely fine for me, because then I'd be able to trade for Ludi. I guess maybe if you switch out to Scizor the following turn for the Ludicolo, makes things a little bit interesting. So I guess there were still like a bunch of plays that could have been decided, but yeah, it just sucks that it starts out like that from game one. But nothing we can really do. We're going to move on and hopefully get some proper games with this team, as I really don't know what I'm doing with this team. I really don't. So we'll be right back with the second game. Or we could just get right now. Overslept from the United States, 1494 from Georgia. Standard looking team, it looks like. We got a Porygon 2, the Snorlax, Landis Fairy, Tapu Koko, Charizard, and a Araquanid. Now, why don't I carry Taunt on this team? Maybe I should start carrying Taunt. Should really start carrying Taunt on this team, because how do I break through P2 Snorlax? I also don't have good access to Jolly Scarflanders. Ooh, this is looking a little bit tough. Let's go Alakazam here. Is Blacephalon really worth? Not really. I think the Pokemon I want are Alakazam, Braviary, Tapu Lele, and Ferrothorn. Yeah, let's go with those Pokemon. So the annoying thing I find about Mega Alakazam is his Trace ability. Like, Trace is usually a good move and a good ability in general, because right, you can get Intimidate and stuff. You can get like Levitate, which is pretty helpful. But like the problem with Trace, especially on Alakazam, you're gonna rely on getting some big knockouts with Alakazam right on with the Psychic terrain. And when Tapus are a pretty big picture in this game, with like you facing opposing Tapus, yeah, it could be pretty interesting. Oh man, this is so good for me though. So thank you for that Intimidate, because that Intimidate just gave my Braviary a Defiant boost. I'll definitely take that. Not exactly this lead I was expecting. I'm going to try to find out if this is Scarflanders right here, and I think I'm just going to go for a Supersonic Skystrike into the Araquanid right here. I don't know how much it does to protect, but it's going to do a good amount, and I do want to find out its ability. We could get Trace right here. That getting the Intimidate would be really nice. If it's Water Bubble, I guess it's not the worst, but I would prefer getting the Intimidate off. Well, looks like we get the Water Bubble, not too big of a deal. I'm just hoping for no flinch onto my Braviary here with Rock Slide, if my opponent so goes to choose that. Looks like it is going to be a Scarflanders, and does go for the Rock Slide, which, as you can see, it almost does half to Alakazam, which is, for a non-stab, that's like actually ridiculous. As we do get the sub up, and Braviary flinches, which is kind of bad. I guess I could go first. I could go for Psyshock and the Landers and a switch into Lele, which could work, which I kind of do like here. Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna make that play. I gotta get rid of this Landorus, because I can't afford to keep flinching throughout this game. I'll go Lele here, and if my opponent wants to double up the Lele slot, I guess that's alright. I'm not looking too hot against the Charizard though, which is a bit of a concern. Rock Slide does come out once again, which is fine. As I should be able to knock out the Landers here with Psyshock. Maybe what I could have done was target down the Araquanid, because I think Psyshock might be able to knock out the Araquanid, but I'm not too sure. Go for the Psyshock here into Landers, which doesn't pick up the knockout. I'm actually really surprised about that not picking the knockout. I'm actually really surprised. Huh. Guess I can go Ferrophone. This... I don't like this position. That was Psychic boosted terrain. How did that not KO the Landers? Okay, I am very confused. I think I'm just gonna go for a Psychic here and a Power Whip. Well, like, what the heck? How did that not KO? We're gonna see Landers retreat here, which is okay. Porygon 2 is gonna take the field, which isn't too bad for me, I guess, as it will get a download boost. And Araquanid gonna retreat as well. Is this Charizard? Yeah, Charizard's not gonna appreciate a Psychic, so I'll definitely take this turn. So I'll get a Psychic off into the Porygon, which does, oh, so much damage. And the Power Whip does come out and targets Charizard. That should do 30%. 25, okay. Might still be in range of Psychic though, and that's pretty much my only hope in this game right now. The double switch actually makes this viable, I think, because if I knock out the Charizard with Psychic, that's absolutely huge. My opponent doesn't have much for Ferrophone right here, as Charizard's going to Mega Evolve, and it looks like my opponent's going to bank off. I don't know if risking the Charizard is the best call right here, but we'll see. If Charizard goes down to Psychic, I pretty much should just win the game with Ferrophone. I don't think there's a way my opponent can stop Ferrophone at this point. So let's see what my opponent's going to go for. No Protect, so Psychic is going to come out into Charizard, and it will be able to pick up the knockout. So I get a really lucky break, able to knock out the Charizard. Really surprised my opponent made that play, as we're going to see the recover from the Porygon, which is fine. As I said before, I'm not really too worried about this Porygon right now. Power Whip does come out, which will be able to hit the Porygon for some good damage. That's Choice Banded. That is a pretty physically defensive Porygon too, if I may say so myself. Landers is going to be forced to come out, I think. If you go Araquanid, I think that's a huge mistake, because I can just Psychic the Porygon 2 slot. Yep, Landers is forced to come in. And I just go for, I think Earthquake Ice Beam comes out into the Lele slot. Yeah, I think Earthquake comes out. I'm actually faster than the Landers, so it's Adamant Landers, which should make sense because it was doing more damage than I anticipated. So we are able to get rid of the Landers right there. Okay, I thought it was Jolly Scarf because that's all I've ever faced when facing Scarf Landers. But that works out because Ice Beam's not going to do much damage. I do get a Power Whip off into the Porygon 2 slot. That's a crit, isn't it? Yeah, that's a crit. But I don't think it mattered because I just Psychic the Porygon 2 slot the next turn. And the Araquanid can't really do anything. So, yeah, I don't know what just happened. The Rock Slide flinch was pretty abysmal. The Psyshock not KOing was absolutely, I don't know why that didn't KO. Then again, I just don't know any of my Mega Alakazam calcs. I was just like, I'm going to use Mega Alakazam today. Maybe I'll switch to Psychic then. Because Psyshock not KOing a Landers variant has me very, very confused. Because a modest Mega Alakazam not KOing a Landers variant that was Choice Scarf, so it wasn't probably, I don't think it would be bulky. Maybe it did have some bulk investment, maybe that would explain it, but I just don't see that. I just really don't see that. Oh well, it's like base 170 special attack. Is it base 170? I know Mega Gengar is base 170. I want to say Alakazam is base 170, but I can't really say so myself. We got Pisco from Italy. I don't know what's going on with this video, but right here looks like we got a team of Landers variant, Celesteela, Smeargle, Charizard, the Milotic, and the Tapu Lele. So this is actually a okay matchup. The reason I say it's okay is because I really do like how Alakazam kind of fares up against this team. Yeah, I kind of like how it fares up against this team. Don't think Ferrophone is good. I think Alakazam, Blacephalon's actually a pretty good lead. It covers a lot of things my opponent can throw off. There you go, Tapu Lele. I do go Tapu Lele, I think, and Braviary? I'm thinking either Braviary or Landorus. I do have a pretty powerful Landorus variant with Life Orb, so would be able to do a lot of damage, but I don't know, Braviary speed control plus Z move could be really handy in this. Huh. My Milotic could get a little bit annoying, which is why I'm considering Braviary. You know what? I'm gonna try Braviary out. This should be a interesting. Well, all of our matches have been pretty interesting so far with this team. I don't feel like we've had a really efficient match yet, so hopefully Mega Alakazam can put in some work, because right now I'm not liking it. Not KOing a Scarflanders with Psyshock. I do run Psyshock, by the way, because it does allow me to. I felt like it would have allowed me to KO maybe like Charizard Y, you know, just get like specific knockouts like on Charizard Y, like on other Pokemon. We're gonna see the Lele Smeargle lead, which is interesting. That's actually pretty good for me, isn't it? Because I can fire off a Heat Wave plus a Psyshock here in the Smeargle. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for a Psyshock and a Heat Wave. Even if you Spiky Shield, that's fine. We're going to see Lele retreat here, though, into Landorus, which is fine. I guess I get to confirm what item this Landorus is, which is pretty good. And there's a trace. Oh, I'm either going to trace Moody, I think, or I'm going to trace Intimidate. Unless this is like Own Temple Smeargle. Oh, I'm really hoping it gives me Intimidate, because I don't want the Moody boost, because I'm probably going to get like minus special attack or accuracy. Let's see here. Alakazam. Trace the Intimidate. So nice. We finally get a good trace here, which is good. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter because these Pokemon are really frail anyway. We get to confirm if it's like AB Landorus, but I'm pretty sure it'd be Scarf. And it looks like Smeargle didn't protect here, actually. So, I'm going to be able to get the knockout on Smeargle if my Heat Wave connects. It is Focus Sash on the Smeargle, so we do confirm that. And Heat Wave going to come out. It does connect with both. Great. I get to confirm what item this Landorus is. And it's either bulky or it's AB. It's one of those two. I get a Beast Boost too, which is fantastic. So this Blacephalon's ready to put in some work. Let's see what my opponent's gonna bring out. The last Pokemon, Charizard. Okay. Landorus can't knock me out with Scarf Earthquake. I feel like the Landorus should be AV. I'm just going to throw off an Overheat. I should be able to knock out Landorus with a +1 Overheat. I mean, +1 Overheat from Blacephalon. Come on, Blacephalon. Alakazam already kind of disappointed me, but don't disappoint me either. It's Charizard X, not Charizard Y. Wow. Not what I expected. Okay, Psychic would have probably one-shot the Charizard, but since Charizard X has pretty good defenses... Oh, it's not AB. Okay. Interesting. I wonder if it's Tailwind Charizard X. Psyshock is going to come out, target down the Charizard slot, do a massive amount. That's a good amount. Actually, that did more than expected. As we're going to see the Flare Blitz come out. That probably targets down my Alakazam, right? Yeah, and that's going to be enough recoil to now where I can just bring out my Tapu Lele and click Scarf Psychic, I think, in the Landorus, and just a Shadow Ball on the Tapu Lele. And that should just guarantee me the game at this point. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that play. I will go Tapu Lele here as my opponent's forced to go my opponent's Tapu Lele, and there's not much my opponent can do at this point. Oh man, what is this? What is this? Okay, we're going to go for the Psychic here into the Landorus to pick up the knockout, and we'll go for the Shadow Ball. Even if we don't knock out Landorus, we do have to Focus Sash on the Blacephalon. And Landorus shouldn't be able to OHKO either Lele or Blacephalon. Well, can't knock out Blacephalon for sure because of my Sash. It might be Scarf Lele too. If it's Scarf Lele, I should have this game sealed up. Because yes, it can go for like Psychic or something, but it just goes down to Shadow Ball. Landorus actually going to go for the double and does get it, so maybe it is Scarf Lele. I think that's your only hope at this point. My Lele goes first. No, it's not. So Shadow Ball, are you Sash? Even if you're Sash, I don't think you can win at this point. Yeah, I do get rid of the Tapu Lele. But Blacephalon putting in some work, more than the Mega Alakazam at this point. Well, actually, yeah, it got 2 knockouts. And yeah, we'll just be able to finish off with Psychic plus Shadow Ball, and this offensive team is working out. Oh man, Not expecting this. I thought we were gonna go like even or negative today, but it looks like we're gonna be able to go 3-0. I'm gonna consider it more of a 2-0 because I don't think the first game was just like, that was the worst turn one I've ever played. That was the worst turn one I've ever played. But yeah, so let's see. Well, 4 battles in one video. Well, then again, this is hyper offense. Usually when I use hyper offense, the battles go quick because I either win really quickly or I lose pretty quickly. There's not much defense with this team. It's just like go all aggressive out here. And that's what this team does. And maybe we can even get to the 1600s since we got Alex from the United States of Illinois, 1561 rating. Looks like using a variant of the team that Alex Gomez used at the International Championship Sao Paulo with a Bisharp, which is definitely not the adjustment I was expecting. So, you know, I think I might switch to Psychic on Alakazam. I think Psyshock has been hurting me more than helping me at this point, and yeah. I think I'm gonna go Lele plus Blacephalon here. I think Alakazam and Barrier is pretty good in this matchup. I do kind of like my own Landers though because it gives me a bit of a more defensive switch in. Also helps with Coco as a switch in. Yeah, I'll go with these 4. Because what I'm trying to go for is like a Gleam Shadow Ball I can get into Mimikyu turn 1, which would be absolutely huge because after the Beast Boost and 2 Dazzling Gleams, I think I can knock out the Snorlax with the +1 Overheat, which is kind of what I'm going for at this point. I really should get rid of U-Turn on the Landers that I have. The U-Turn was because of the fact it was a last minute Landers. I should run Superpower on this team. Definitely run Superpower on this team, especially if you want to try it out. U-Turn literally doesn't do much of anything on this team, so I think switching to Superpower would be a smart move. Let's see what my opponent's going to go for, though. What are you going to lead? Papulete Blacephalon against the Mimikyu Landers. Okay, perfect. So if it is Special Landers, it should be... Alright, so it's not faster than my Lele. We'll get to find out if it's Scarf. I kind of just want to go for a Heat Wave plus a Psychic in the Landers. The question, but I can't really let Mimikyu set up Trick Room, which is the bad part. I think Psychic and Shadow Ball is my best play in the Mimikyu. Even if Snorlax comes in for the Mimikyu slot, which I could definitely see here. I just can't let Mimikyu get Trick Room up immediately. If Mimikyu gets Trick Room up, this game gets a lot harder. So I'll go for the Shadow Ball. Interesting to see Mimikyu as the lead, as Mimikyu's just going to stay in. Okay, so nice. I'm probably going to be able to get rid of Mimikyu unless this Landers is Scarf and runs Rock Slide and decides to go for the Flinch. I'm hoping that's not the case here, but we'll see. Just going to be that Earth Power, so that's alright here. As we will see the knockout onto Blacephalon. Nope, just kidding, because of my Focus Sash, and we will be able to punish this Mimikyu. Shadow Ball should be able to knock out Mimikyu. I'd be really surprised if it doesn't. Yeah, we're going to get a Beast Boost, which is great. Perfect. So nice big KO turn 1. We do get our Beast Boost up. And let's see what my opponent is going to bring out. With Earth Power, you can't knock out my Alakazam in one shot, which is nice. We're going to see the Tapu Koko coming in, though, which is definitely an interesting adjustment here. Blacephalon is kind of useful. How useful is Blacephalon? Because I could get maybe my own Landers in. My own Landers wouldn't be that bad of a play. I think maybe just going out into my own Landers for Lele is better, and just going for a... No, I sack Blacephalon here. I don't need Blacephalon to win the game, because I can just get my Lele back in. Scarf Psychic threats into Tapu Koko. Yeah, I feel pretty good about my position. So I'll just get my own Landers here. Get this Intimidate off into my opponent's Landers, which doesn't really do anything, but I'm going to be able to absorb a Thunderbolt or a Z move if my opponent decides to go for it. Going to be a withdraw from the Landers, okay, into the Charizard. So Charizard reveals itself here. I would have liked to get the Charizard earlier, but that's alright here as Electro Web. Huh, cheeky. Cheeky. Interesting. Huh. I'm gonna go Alakazam here. That was an interesting one. I've never seen that one before. Electro Web is pretty cool. Okay. I don't know if it was on the original, but that is interesting. I think Earthquake is my best play. I don't know if this is Charizard Y or X, but I do want to make sure Alakazam Mega Evolves first here. The reason I want to make sure Alakazam Mega Evolves here is because I don't want Trace screwing me over, because I don't want to switch in Lele here and go for a Psyshock, which could knock out a Pokemon here maybe, but I don't want to go for that play. The reason I don't want to go for that play mainly is because of the fact that it could screw me over big time, and I mean big time, against the Tapu Koko if I do Trace the wrong ability here. So I will just Mega Evolve Protect here, because if I go for a Lele switch and I get Trace the Electric Terrain, yeah, that's not pretty fun if my opponent decides to double attack because Alakazam's not picking up a knockout. So Trace, I get the Intimidate, which is nice, but I mean, it doesn't really matter, I guess, because these are special attackers, unless this Landers says U-turn maybe, but I don't think U-turn would have knocked out anyway. We'll protect Alakazam. We'll see if the Tapu Koko protects. If not, I can just go for the switch out in and the other thing. We're gonna see the Electro Web come out, huh? Okay. And yes, normally Tapu Koko would have been able to survive the Earthquake, but I do carry the Life Orb, so I'm actually gonna be able to knock out the Tapu Koko unless it is a bulky variant, or if it had like a Focus Sash or something. It looks like it's not, so I do get the knockout on Tapu Koko, reveal that I'm Life Orb, and now I have a very safe play in just switching out my Landers, going on the top of the Lele, and firing off Psyshock. Does that knock out the Landers? I don't know, but we're gonna find out, I guess. If it's Charizard X, I'm not really too worried because it doesn't have spread damage, and Alex Gomez, who was the original player, didn't have Dragon Dance, so it's not too much of a threat. I might switch to Psychic though, because Psyshock, right now for the current battles, we haven't really done anything with Psyshock, but who knows, maybe that was just a bulky Landers that we faced, or maybe it's just like a roll or something. We'll get Lele in here, get this Psychic Surge up, and let's see what my opponent decides to go for. Probably Hidden Power Ice, or maybe an Earth Power. It's Charizard Y. Oh no. That changes things. That changes things immensely, actually. Ooh. Doesn't protect. Goes for the Hidden Power Ice into the Lele. Psyshock does come out. If this can knock out Landers, absolutely huge. If not, we're in a bit of trouble. No, it does knock out Landers. Perfect. And Heat Wave should be coming out. Overheat, actually. Coming out in Alakazam? Okay, that's a bit of an over KO. So Charizard will trade for my Alakazam, but now I get my Landerson. I mean, even if he Heat Wave there, I'm not sure if Heat Wave knocks out Alakazam. I really don't. If it does, then I just go Landers, and as long as my opponent doesn't crit me, 2 Psychics will knock out the Charizard, or Rock Slide as long as I don't miss. That was basically my game plan. I really wondered what in the, not first game, it was a second game technically, if that was just a bulky Scarf Landers. That was just a bulky Scarf Landers, since Psyshock wasn't able to pick up the knockout. We'll go for the Psychic here. Into the Charizard, does a good amount, as I'm just faster with the than the Charizard, so it's a modest Charizard most likely. So I will be able to outspeed, knock out the Charizard, and we get 4 wins in today's episode with Mega Alakazam. Let's go, Mega Alakazam. Let's go, Blacephalon. You boys put in some work, but yeah. First game, I would have really loved to see how it would have went off if, you know, that crazy turn 1 didn't happen. Game 2 didn't seem like a game I was gonna win. I really was gonna give up, but then my opponent presented the opportunity by double switching out when I don't think you had to double switch out right there, allowing me to get the pre-damage on Charizard and then just giving me the Charizard for free basically, which was amazing for me. That was absolutely amazing for me because that just allowed me to get some pressure on. Then we had the third game where it was kind of like Blacephalon plus Alakazam was just going like in. They were actually going in. And then we had this fourth game where, yeah, I think it was just like me getting the big knockout Mimikyu turn 1, which was absolutely huge. Being able to get a good amount of damage overall, just pressuring my opponent. But yeah, so interesting start to this team. If you do want to try it out, there is going to be a paste bin of this team down below if you do want to go try it out on Pokemon Showdown. And I'll leave it down below, as well as you can check out the rest of my stuff in the description, such as my social medias, the side series on the channel, all that good stuff will be linked in the description down below, as well as the previous episodes of VGC 2018 Back to Battles. My social medias, if you do want to go follow them, especially my Twitch channel, it's going to be a bit more active during the summer. So, just a secret between you and me, some lit stuff happens there. I highly recommend go check it out. But otherwise, yeah, feel free to leave a comment as I do read them. Let me know what you think about the team, because this is just stuff I grabbed out of my box, basically. But it's kind of working out so far. I mean, 4-0 in the first video. I mean, huh? I'm going to consider it 3-0 technically, but, you know, it's 4-0, I guess. This Pokemon is Pokemon. But otherwise, yeah. Hope everyone enjoyed. Have a great day, people. And until we battle again, I'll catch you all later.